You know, I did cheat on you, and I think it was like with 15 dudes or something like this.
Yikes.
And I'm like,
People don't go on dates with other women and they don't sex other women.
I'm not sexing anybody.
Who are you? It's hard to describe. Like, I would just say I'm me.
If I ask for space, if I ask for time, it's on my time, not on yours.
We can end it here. Everything we've been through, like, was a lot.
How the fuck you do this?
You did that.
I don't want to hear that.
I didn't do it. You did it. Be with you,
Has come for you to decide.
Do you want to stay married or get a divorce?
This is Married at First Sight.
All right, people. Welcome back to our Married at First Sight recaps. This is season 18, episode 12. This episode is entitled, I Just Want to Eat You Up, Miss Lady. I just want to eat you up. I just want to eat you up. So 22 days until D-Day. And I just want to say that I knew this kind of episode was coming. I thought it was going to be the previous one before this one. But this is what I call a calming down episode. So it was a calmed down, emotional, Dear John letter, fucking cry babies all over the place. I mean, I feel like it had some key moments and some key points. But it was the calming down from the last couple of storms. And I just felt like everybody was fucking crying.
Yeah, everybody was crying. Everybody was super amped up, emotional.
Right.
And I laughed. I mean, I was feeling the heartfelt emotions that was coming across, but I was laughing.
None of them heartfelt. I wasn't like, and normally I'll be with the Roddy romance shit, but it wasn't. All those stories just wasn't. Man, listen.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt that, but like I said, I was laughing the entire episode. Like I tried to tap in, I was feeling it, but then I just had to bust out laughing. Like what?
So I don't even have any opener questions for this episode because everybody was just crying. Like I don't even know. But who do you want to begin with, Miss Lady?
Let us start with we gonna get right into this shit.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever started with M and Aikichi. Maybe we have. But maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But right now,
probably the first episode, if that.
If that. Let us get right into this shit. Yeah, let us get right into this shit.
Eminem and Ike Soul Paul Raw. Eminem and Ike Soul Paul Raw. All right, so at the end of last episode, they were coming off the meeting with Pastor Kyle and the sex therapist, and they were talking to them about moving back in together. Ike had said that he would, but as we start this episode, he's feeling like he has cold feet. He said he doesn't want to lose his peace, which is now code word for quietness. Peace is now the code word for quietness. So let's see how this breaks down. All right, so then who's the girl? I don't know if that girl was a friend or a family member. I don't know who the girl was.
Yeah, I had never seen her before, but it was a friend of hers. It just said friend, I believe.
Okay, so M went to go take her little mutt to the doggy place to get a bath, and Ike went with one of his friends to the gym. And this is where I got kind of like, okay, we're starting off not spending quality time, but we're supposed to be trying to find our way back. I don't know how does that work?
Obviously, it's just a bunch of bullshit because I feel like sometimes in their situation, things are said in front of in front of the doctors, and they're trying to find resolve when they're in a group setting.
Right.
And then when it comes down to actually effectuating it,
Right.
to actually sitting down with one another and having civil conversations and progressing and moving forward, that shit just don't work. And the culprit of the reason why it's not working is fucking Ike.
Ike Raw, so Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't actually want to spend any time together, because every time they get in a room with each other, it's just like as soon as I say anything, go on, go on, go on. So he said it started like, when he's talking to his friend. He said it started off fun and then it turns to chaos. And her friend was saying, "Well, how rough is this rough patch? Because this is fairly new. So how are y'all already at these extreme rough patches in something that's so new?" And she said, "Talking to him is like pulling teeth." And I will agree to that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
that's
agree to that.
that's wild. No matter what she says, no matter how she poses the question, no matter what direction she attempts, even if she tries to tone it down for him, whatever the case, no matter what she does, it's just not good enough for him.
Right,
And he says whatever he does is not good enough for her. So,
right. All right. So back at the gym, he's with the friend. I don't know if this friend was if we actually seen this friend before either, but he's with this friend or whatever, and he asks the friend, if I say to you, Ish, who are you? How would you describe yourself? And the friend was like doing the same Ike shit. And ladies, please be mindful of these kind of niggas. Please be mindful of these kind of niggas. And he was like, if you ask me, who I am, I'm gonna just say I'm me. I think this is the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
ever heard. And I'm just like, yo, seriously, like this is who you want her to take seriously? Like you're sitting here having a conversation with a nigga that's just as fucking retarded as you.
Right. So they're both saying, that's a hard or a difficult question. And I started thinking to myself, like, am I tripping? I was like, are you tripping? See, you must be tripping.
Difficult question. Like she posing a question, she asking a question that's difficult to you.
So to describe yourself is not a difficult question. You shouldn't your answer shouldn't be so slight as to I'm just me. No, you'd be like, I'm funny, I'm this, I like this, whatever it may be. Just speak. Like, and that's why I always be questioning, like, do you even know yourself? When people give those kind of slight answers and be like, just hang around me and you'll see, who I am or whatever, I feel like they don't know themselves.
Facts. I feel like they don't know themselves or they know themselves all too well.
And they know that they ain't shit.
Say it again.
They know
Say
that
it
they ain't
again.
shit.
Here we go for the motherfuckers in the back. Because this is how I have been feeling for the past week or so. I feel like a motherfuckers are just a whole bunch of chitter chatter, right? And a lot of these things are what we call deflection mechanisms,
Right,
right? So you're sitting here holding a conversation about your wife who asked you to describe to you who you are
right,
because you guys don't know each other, but yet you're married. You're
right,
here, you lined up for this, you signed up for this.
right.
And this is something that's too hard of a question. What do you mean? And his friend sitting there agreeing is like, ladies, we sitting here with a like, is we serious? This the men we gotta deal with? Right.
I
Like it's
cannot.
just ridiculous.
I cannot. So then he went on to reiterate how she's so aggressive. Um, and then as we see more or less, like I said, they haven't spoke since the meeting. And I feel like they're from the beginning when they started having problems till now, there's never been a communication adjustment. So people don't realize that there's more than one way to communicate or whatever is your communication style. You don't have to live there. Like that don't have to be the only way to communicate. So it could be like you could be somebody who's a FaceTimer, a voice caller, a texter, whatever it may be, whatever is your style or way of communication, you can alter that. You can alter that. So you can even just like do activities. When's the last time they did an activity?
What, maybe this writing a letter to your younger self was an activity?
They didn't write the letter to themselves.
Yeah, those two didn't. So you're right. Their last activity was, I don't even know. Did they even ever have an activity?
Their last activity was the painting picnic.
Oh, their anniversary dinner.
Right.
Their anniversary celebration type thing. Yeah, okay.
Right. So they never communicate and they never make adjustments in communications. So like I said last recap, I always say study. I don't want to call it your opponent, but study your person or your partner or whatever it may be. So it's like once I figure out your communication style, then I know how to communicate with you. If
Right.
you only are capable of communicating how you communicate and you don't match with somebody who falls into that, then y'all always gonna fight and butt heads because nobody's adjusting. Nobody's adjusting, man.
Yeah.
So the question was proposed. Um, do you think if you already lived with somebody that you can slow down and like start anew? Is that the best way to try to bring it back together? Or if you already live with the person, would you want to go back to living with them to figure it out? How would you like take steps in that?
I mean, I personally feel like, space and time um is a great teacher. Like I feel like um you're able to see, you're able to reflect, and you're able to like kind of hone in on the problems if you're not in each other's space. I feel like if you're in each other's space and you are having issues, that is going to be like a snowball effect. And you're going to continue just having issues and nitpicking, and everything that that person does is just going to annoy you, X, Y, and Z. So I feel like separating, giving each other space and time for you to really reflect and see what's what is like the best way to kind of come back together. Because then I feel like you'll know, like, okay, this is where I want to be. You know what I mean? Because I've been able to reflect on the things that we've been going through. And you know what? It's not that bad. Here are the changes that I'm willing to make.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm willing to see if you're willing to make any changes or whatever the case may be. We come back together and boom, we're better.
See, I don't necessarily think that the space or the location is the problem. I
Hmm.
think the changing, the willing or the effort in the change is what needs to happen. So I don't think it matters if we stay not living together or if we move right back in together. I think the issue is in the not changing or the no effort in adjusting.
Hmm. Okay. So let me ask you this. If, let's just say, I'm getting on your nerves crazy,
Right.
right? I don't know. I'm doing something. I'm just the way that I'm talking to you,
Right.
or what I'm saying to you, or whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
And we live together.
Right.
And you're like, yo, this bitch is just not this bitch, but she is just getting the fuck on my nerves, yo.
Right.
I could walk in the room and I could say something, and you have that in you. Like,
Right.
she's going to say this and it's going to irritate the fuck out of me.
Right.
Like, if how do you think, or what do you suggest for individuals that live together? How do you think they should play that out
But
when it's tensions like that?
because that's the problem right there. I'm already walking in with the assumption and already putting it there, and you're following with the action. So if we both change our course, I don't think the space or the
Right.
location is the
It's gonna
problem. I
matter.
think your behaviors are the problem.
Mhm.
Because in their instance, when they're not together, they don't communicate with each other. So nothing's getting worked out when we're not together anyway. And when we're together, neither is adjusting or changing that behavior. That's why I said if M, like this part is on both of them. So that's why I said, so if M wants this to work, she just gotta shut up.
Mhm.
And she can't shut up.
Yeah.
She can't shut up. She just gotta shut up, and she can't shut up. Every time we walk in the room, she's gotta ask some questions, and that's the shit that tips him off. She just gotta shut up. And on his part, stop being a dick. Like, just stop being a dick. Just because she asks you a question don't mean you gotta be a dick.
Right.
But all of these things are eradicated if both of y'all do what you supposedly want to do. If both of y'all want this to work, or y'all want to see if this could work, if she just shut the fuck up and he stopped being a dick, like, maybe, like he said, she'll be able to just be around him, and then there'll be no, because it's like, it's so much pressure. She asked me a question. She asked me how was my day. It's so much pressure. It's pressure. It's pressure. It's pressure. It's pressure. Don't ask me how my day was. It's so much pressure. It's like my boss. It's like, it's pressure.
Right.
It's like,
I
nigga, shut the
can't.
fuck up. But what I'm saying is, neither person is changing the behavior. That's why it's because nobody's changing or nobody's adjusting.
Nobody is changing or nobody is adjusting. I definitely agree with you there. I think because, ego and pride will line it up first and then
But
be like,
what
I'm
is
not
the
doing nothing wrong.
That's what I'm. But
All right.
what is the ego in shutting up?
Well, but for her, she doesn't see anything wrong. Like, she personally doesn't see anything wrong with attempt in her way, or her attempt of getting to know her husband.
But that's what I'm
So,
saying. It ain't about
mhm,
what you see.
right. hmm
It ain't about what you
That's it.
see or what you
hmm
want. It's about that's what I said. I didn't say that this is what has to be the way forever. I said right now, until we get settled, you gotta make an adjustment. Like, call an audible. You just gotta call an audible right here. We used to running the ball. Today we're passing the ball. Like, today we're passing the ball. Call an
Right.
audible right here and just shut the fuck up.
Right. I get it. And I think I'm a boil it down to this. I think it would be easier for a lot of women to do that if they felt like they was being met halfway.
That's
You
what I
can't
mean.
tell me
That's
to
what I
shut the
said.
fuck up. You can't tell me to shut the fuck up. Right. Right. You can't tell me to shut the fuck up, but then you still being a dick.
Right. Right.
Like, it's just because then at that point I am going to become defensive,
Right.
and I'm going to be like, "Oh, no, there's absolutely not. You just want me to do what you want me to do, but yet you don't want to make the changes
Right. Right. That's
for
why I
you."
said it. Yeah, right. That's why I said it has to be a both party thing. That's why I
Right.
said it has to be a both party thing.
What do you think? Yeah.
And the problem is in that, or in their situation, is it's never a both party thing. She's feeling like, well, when I was shutting the fuck up, or I don't even know if there is a point where she shut the fuck up, but there was a time period where she was like, they were together, but they were missing each other because he would come home and then go to sleep all early, and then they wouldn't talk. And it's just like, we're in the same space, but we're not communicating. And that, like, irritated her. and
Yeah.
that's what got her to going with the questions and the whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't think they gave that enough time.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. But I feel like also for M, she is a very strong and present personality and
Right.
a very strong and present woman. And I feel like when they met up and she sat on the couch, she tried her hardest
Did
to
she?
be in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, I felt like she tried her hardest to bite her lip.
Right.
I ain't say she bit her lip. I said she tried her hardest to bite her lip, to where she did not fly off the handle. She still asked her questions. She
Right.
still tried to address shit. She still tried to push shit. Yes, but she tried her hardest to keep it contained.
Right.
Um, because I feel like for her, she needs to have some sort of resolve. That's
Right.
her issue. Like
Right.
she has to have some sort of resolve almost immediately. Not immediately, but in the midst of it happening.
It's like we can't move forward until we discuss what happened.
Right. Right.
And I don't think that's necessarily true all the time.
Right. Right. I would
I,
agree.
I don't think that's necessarily true all the time, and I don't want to put any like overall blame on her because, like I said, it's him being a dick, and it's not necessary for him to be a dick. But like I said before, when you know somebody's trying to do something, don't play the game with them. Let them play with themselves.
Right.
So if I know you gonna be a dick, I'll just shut up. Right. Now you have nothing to be a dick about because I'm not saying anything.
Right. And then if you're going to be a dick, then let you be a dick by yourself.
Right.
Let you hear yourself
right.
talking. Let you hear yourself talking into the fucking echo and resonate, and you can see how much of a dick you're being.
Right.
I got you.
And
I got you.
And I don't think that part is being played out enough because, like you said, both of them have pride and ego. And what the fuck happened? He's like, you jumping off the deep end. It's like, what?
Like, I be feeling like he takes it to the extreme because,
Right.
okay, I can get it. She can be annoying. Okay, I get it. She can ask questions, but she's not like and I'm not going to say that she has to be malicious in order to be labeled. I'm not saying that, but she's really not trying to be a malicious person throughout this all. She really just honestly wants to. She said she moved too fast and she was, straight out the gate. That's my husband, and this is how we gonna be. And I think she's just overzealous, and his reaction to her overzealousness, I think, is just fucking dramatic. He's dramatic.
Extreme, but that's why I asked about being versatile. So you gotta just know how to handle people. It's like I've dealt with people who are like do the Ike shit, but I'm a flip it on you. Like you're not going to be able to play with me like that. Like I'm gonna just shut up. All right, you want to be a dick because I'm asking you questions. I'm not gonna ask you nothing. And we can just fucking sit here and be in each other's space, and I'm gonna watch TV or whatever the fuck I'm gonna just chill by myself, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm not even going to entertain your foolishness, is what I'm saying. And I don't think that either party is like meeting at that point.
Right.
So I think that's what the problem is. They don't know how to meet each other at any specific points.
You think they ever will? I don't.
Hell no, because they don't want to. That's why I said.
X.
That's why I said it don't matter if we live together or we don't live together. The only thing that matters is if we both want to change our behavior. So yeah. Do you think that he should have moved back in the crib? No.
Nah. Nah. I mean, because I feel like at this point it's so far gone, right? Like it is so far to the point of almost disgust
Right.
between the two of them, honestly.
Well,
So
just on his part, he's just disgusted.
on
She's
his
fine.
right,
And
right.
I
But
feel like she should be the one that's disgusted. You called me an asshole, an aggressive, a rapist, everything under the fucking sun.
right, right. But I feel like also, you know, she's starting to pivot into a different direction as well. Just a little bit when she was like, you know, now you're going to have to show the effort. Now I don't necessarily want to be under the same roof with you.
Right.
Now maybe we should get to learn each other because obviously, you know, me being who I am and you know what I mean? Me being the type of person that I am is just not, you know what I mean, it for you. Now I'm going to leave the ball in your court, you know what I mean, and allow you to take the lead, which
Okay, so
I don't think he's going to do.
that's what I'm about to say. So now what happens when we don't live together? And you know what happens when they don't live together? They don't communicate.
Mm,
So what happens? Nothing.
nothing.
You go on about your everyday life, I go on about my everyday life, and then D-Day comes, and what we gonna say? We haven't talked
We
in 2
on
weeks.
That's it. And we ain't moving forward with this marriage. I definitely don't see them moving forward. He fucking has such a disdain. He has such a disdain for her that they ain't fucking gonna be together
I don't
at
even
all.
understand why didn't he just tell her why he's well, I don't even know if he knows why he's so disgusted with her.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you said, we circle it back to
Right,
probably the exact moment that that disgust began to happen, and
right,
it just began to snowball and build and build and build and build.
right.
But he probably, like you said, don't even know himself for sure to be able to express it and to, you know, tell her exactly the reason
You
why,
don't
or
think
for it to even make sense.
you don't think activities will help them?
No, no.
See, I actually think that activities would help them because it would force them to communicate without questions.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She can say the fucking, she can say, you know what? The sky is blue.
That's true. He is being a dick about everything.
And Ike is going to say, you're not in the moment.
Right.
You making a statement that is super obvious and you're not in the moment. You're not just being present. You're not just, I mean, because basically he has a disdain for when she opens up her mouth to speak.
Right.
It doesn't matter what she say. She could say, hi, how are you today? I'm fine. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what she says. He is unhappy with, I don't know, himself. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter what she says. It doesn't matter what she doesn't say.
Right.
He's just not gonna like it, her.
Oh well, Ike Raw. You so appalled. It's over. It's over. It's over. You ain't get the draws. It's over.
He ain't want the
It's over.
draws.
You
He's
ain't get the
funny.
draws. You ain't want the draws. He's funny. It's
But she
over.
wanted to give it to him.
She definitely wanted to give it to him. And it's over, man. All right. Sorry, Ike Raw. It's so appalled. I did want to say in that last meeting that M's outfit was trash.
Mhm.
And Ike Raw can't dress either, so they could have been a corny couple together. But
Yeah, definitely.
it's not working, so
Yeah.
peace out, M and Ike Raw. All right, let's go to the next shit show, which is the title of this episode. I want to eat you up. I'm man bun. And I felt like it looked so good, I would just eat it all up.
You look so fine. I just want to eat you up.
First of
Mm-mm.
all, it was the worst display of trying to cover your tracks. It was the worst display of trying to talk your way out of a lie. He started rambling. Like my cousin, and but the food you didn't understand. It was like some food you don't understand. We love food. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. All right. Now I don't know if you caught this part, but from the rip, he said, "Me, Alan, and Madison went out to go have drinks."
Hmm. Yes, I did.
First of all, you're already in trouble because you didn't ask your wife to go. Secondly, we tired of you sneaking around, hanging around with Madison.
Facts,
I don't care if I was there or not.
facts.
And I don't even know if Michelle like really paid attention to that part. I think in her mind she was still thinking about the text. She didn't really factor that in yet.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you caught the fact that in the midst of their back and forth, she said, "Okay, was your group text with Alan and
Right.
Madison under there too?" So, what was that insinuating? Was that
Right.
insinuate?
Maybe she did catch it.
Maybe she did catch it. I don't know because this isn't the first time
Right.
that, she had to double back saying, "Oh, that's interesting. You
Right.
worked out with medicine." Like I don't know. Like she might not say much, but maybe she did catch on just a tad bit.
Right. All
I
right.
don't know.
All right. So let's start it off. They were going excited. She was going to go see her family, and he was like, "You're really excited?" Like she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be around the people that know and love me." So I'm excited, and she was like, "Because I'm struggling, being here." And he was like, "Well, is it being here or is it being here with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, maybe it's you."
Fact.
She was like, "Yeah, it's you." And he was shocked as to why, she was saying so. He was like, "I thought we were moving in a better direction, but, I see that we're still stuck here and whatever it may be." So she asked him about the freaky text that he accidentally sent to her. And the text said, "You look so good tonight. I just want to eat you up." Eesh. If I accidentally sent you this text and said it was about food, what would your response be?
I would be like, really? First of all, I would just hope that your Saquon reverse hurdle to get up out that would be much, much better
It's a fact.
than his. Okay. But um I don't know. I wouldn't say anything. I would
You
just
would,
be like, I
you
would just
just
let you know. Yeah. I would just let you know that I know. I'd be
right.
like, oh, okay. I got that text that you unsent.
Okay, let's
That
before we get to that part, I do want to say once again, shout out to Rudy. Shout out to Rudy in the after party. She did say, "Well, it would have just made much more sense if he would have just said, yeah, it was for you,' and then I deleted it because I know that we're not there." And I mean, duh.
right.
I mean,
That's fact.
duh. All right, so he said it was about food. My cousin texted me a pic, and I was like, "I want to eat it. I want to eat it up." And I was like, "Do you talk to your cousin like that?"
That's so lies. That's lies.
He said it wasn't meant for you, so I deleted it real quick. And then he started rambling and making shit up, and she carteled the conversation for another time. After she asked, "Well, are you sure that wasn't, like you said in the group chat with Madison and Allen?" He said no. He said my phone is cracked, so I really couldn't see. First of all, that's a red flag right there. Why are you a grown man with a phone cracked that you can't even see who you're texting?
Thanks.
That's beyond wild. All right, so yeah, he said it was about the food. He wanted to eat the food up real bad, whatever. Everybody knew that was bullshit, except for him. He thought he thought he got away with it, but you ain't get away with
Yeah,
it.
he definitely thought he slid up out of that real quick. And then she asked him, okay, well, show me the picture of the food.
Right. Yeah, we didn't get there yet. We didn't get there yet. Let's not rush there yet. Let's not rush there
Okay.
yet. All right, so she curved it for after the family gathering. Are you curving it for the to afterwards?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, you.
Ish?
Yeah.
Um, no.
Yeah.
Nope. We're addressing it. But you know what? Then again, I will say that maybe I might curve it because, if I already know you're gonna be on some bullshit, it's not gonna matter when we discuss it. You're gonna be on some bullshit. So I don't have to, try to push for answers that I already know is gonna be bullshit. They gonna come out when they come out. So
Right. All right.
yeah.
So that was basically her take on it.
Mm.
She took the mental notes that she needed to take, and she said, "I'm going to process what I think what it really is because I know this is bullshit, and then we'll talk about this later." All right. Now back at Madison's people's crib. They were explaining how she was a late bloomer or she was boring until college. Um, so they're trying to say that she's coming into her own now, and this is what I thought about when they were sitting there with Madison's family. I said, remember when David said his family was full of bad bitches, right? I
Uh-huh.
said Michelle's family is not full of bad bitches.
And all of them is funny looking and weird.
Facts. I said
All of them.
Michelle's family was a hit squad, the dog pound. Yeah, she
Yeah.
had the hit squad, the dog pound over there,
Yeah,
man.
that's facts.
So they told him they was basically trying to explain to David to have some patience with Michelle and earn her trust. Do you think that is a thing? Does a person have to earn you or have patience with you?
Um, no. No. I am like 100% me giving, loving, etc. You don't have to earn that. Like that is just who I am and that is who I give 100%. Um, but also I feel like that can be a disservice to the individual that's on the receiving end because if they don't know how to receive that and they don't behave accordingly, then I'm taking it back. And so it's like, oh well, why are you acting different? And like, then it becomes a whole nother issue. So no, I don't follow those rules though. You gotta earn it. Nope.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe in that concept, but I do believe in you have to like earn my thought process on if I feel like you can keep up or that you
Hmm.
can be consistent, like that you
Hmm.
can hold my attention basically.
Right.
I do think that is a thing that I think people would have to earn with me. Would
Hmm.
they be able to keep my attention?
Right. Hmm.
All right, so they did the little family thing, whatever it may be, and they waited till they got back. And they were supposed to do the Dear John letters, and Michelle said, "Oh no, no, no." Oh no, no, no. There will not be no Dear John letters. He was like, we're not gonna do the Dear John letters. He was so disappointed. Like I thought I was out of
Yes.
this. And she was like, no, 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 let's talk about this text.
Let's address this shit.
Let's address this text. So she's asking him about the text again. And this is what kind of gave David up. Normally, he's calm. Normally, he's not erratic. Normally, like, he's like patient with her, or he's just nice to her. This was not the time. This time,
Not at all.
he was none of those things. He was like, I'm not talking about this anymore. I didn't do shit. Whatever it may be. She was like, show me the text and the picture. Dude, that's why you shouldn't have made that dumbass lie up, because now you don't even have no picture.
Exactly. You're wilding out. He started spiraling crazy because he definitely just did not have any type of response that would be acceptable for closure. So he just kept digging himself in a deeper hole. He kept offering additional shit when asked. I mean, she asked and he was answering, but he was giving her shit that added fuel to the fire. And it's just like, David, just shut up already. Just shut up. Just zip it and shut up.
Fact. So you already got caught in this lie, in this freaky text lie. You don't have any, she was like, you don't have anything to back up your story. You don't have no pictures. You won't let me see the text thread, X, Y, and Z. And then, like you said, he started digging his own grave even deeper. She started saying, well, you're not supposed to be sexting anybody as a married man. And he's like, well, I didn't know that. that's what he said. He said, I didn't know that. He said, I didn't know that. And she said, well, are you texting other people? And he was like, yeah, I met up with a couple of my exes from Tinder. First of all, Tinder? Are we doing Tinder?
Oh, he did Tinder. Because he had a couple.
That's what I'm saying. Are we doing Tinder? First of all, if I'm ever talking to a girl and she says to me, yeah, these are a couple of my exes from Tinder, I would never look at you as a serious potential partner. And I'm a dude. And I'm a dude saying that. So imagine how her thought process is going to be. Is this like, oh, you fucking bitches from Tinder?
Right. And that's facts. And not only that, like this goes all the way back to the first episode where he giving up tape that he don't need to give up.
Facts.
Like, learn when to shut the fuck up, sir.
That's a fact. So he's like, yeah, I'm cool with all my exes. And sir, I am cool with all my exes too. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to tell you that I met up with my ex for lunch the other day that I met off Tinder who I used to be fucking when you didn't even ask me all of that.
That's facts. That's facts. But I think for him, he tried to overthink the situation. Like, he tried to be smarter than her in this situation, because in his mind, in his mental, breakdown of how he should play this situation, he thought, I'm going to give a bit of honesty so that she'll believe the bullshit. And it doesn't work.
Right.
Because, and that might not necessarily been how he was approaching it, but that's, in my opinion, that's exactly what he was doing.
Right.
Because he's like, okay, here, let me give some truth here. I'm not going to lie about this. I'm going to say, oh yeah, I text such and such. She's my old dip from Tinder. Oh, I text such and such, and she's my old dip from Tinder.
Right.
So this way, it could confuse Michelle. That's what I thought.
But it's not only that I text. He also said I met up with them.
Right. Right. That's right. This is to shake her up.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea, and not only the instance of being or giving some honesty in the light of what you got caught in. This is the problem, and this is what how I'll explain it. If you're already guilty of crime A, why would you give up crime B, C, and D?
That's facts.
Just
But
shut
that's
up and eat it. Just shut up and eat it, dog. Just shut up and eat it.
right.
You got found in crime. You got found guilty of crime A. Shut up and eat that charge.
Hmm. I agree. I
That's
agree.
it.
But I feel like some people just feel like they know best. Like that they know how to maneuver through situations, that they know how to, you know, um get through those little sticky situations that might arise, and they be having this plan in their head and then it just doesn't work. And that's exactly what David was faced with. That's why I said I will hope that you would have
Right.
a better Saquon Barkley hurdle, reverse hurdle to get up out that, because he put himself way deeper, run himself way deeper into the ground than anything with that shit.
Yeah, I can't, David. I can't even help you out of this joint, man. I can't even help you out of this joint. And I
Mm-mm.
would say that I'm on your side because for the majority of the show, she was like being an asshole to you or treating you like shit.
Yeah,
But you just like you said, you just giving up unwarranted tape, and it's just like, yo, like I said, just eat charge A, dog.
yeah,
Shut up and eat the charge. Take that and live to fight another day.
yeah,
Take that and live
yeah.
to fight another day. But
Hmm.
because now you're digging more of a grave. So it's like, all
Yeah,
right, I already know you're guilty of this. Now, what else are you guilty of?
yeah, that's facts. And that's what I always say. Like, if you can't fucking play in the kitchen, stay out of it,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
David.
That's a fact. That's a
You
fact.
can't play in the kitchen, stay out
It's
of
given.
it.
It's
First of
given
all,
rookie. It's given
it's
rookie.
given rookie because first of all, you got to be on point better than that. You can't send the text message to the wrong person. Like, what
That's a
is
fact.
wrong with you? That's
That's a
number
fact.
one. Let
That's a
me ask you something. Have you ever sent the wrong text to the wrong person back in the day, like when you was when you was a kid,
Have
your
I
younger
ever
years?
sent the wrong man? No, I've never sent the wrong text to the wrong person.
Good, good job.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
I'm normally extremely mindful before I push a send button.
Hmm.
And he's like, y'all names are right on top of each other. And she made like this is where she got you at. And I don't even know if he peeped this. She was like, if you were already in that text where you were looking at the food, you would have just responded to it right there and then. So therefore, you wouldn't have text me wrong, the wrong text. So right there and then you caught. That's why I said you just gotta eat that.
You
That's
just
why I
gotta
said you just
eat
gotta eat that.
that.
You just gotta
And
eat
he
that.
didn't even think about none of that. Like he did not break down logically what he was faced with. And he answered super quick. And that's one thing that some men don't know how to do, and
Right,
that's respond under pressure
right.
in these situations.
And I don't even know like if like I would want to watch him. This is what they should have did at the after party. They should have showed him being erratic.
Hmm. Yeah, because he was like, if you don't believe it,
Right.
then you just don't believe it. Like, and he don't never
Right.
speak to her that way. Not
Right.
even when she treating him like
And I
shit.
don't even think that's a good line to use. Like,
Mm,
I don't
yeah.
like using that line at all. Even if I'm guilty or not guilty, I don't like saying that. It just don't feel good.
Right.
Like it
You
don't
either
feel
believe
good.
it or you don't.
Yeah, like this is like no, I'm not comfortable with that. So yeah, no. Any last questions or thoughts on these two busters?
Uh,
I'm
mm,
excited to see, the next phase of who the fuck we was texting, even though we already kind of got the idea of who was being texted. But
Yeah.
I do want to say before we move on to the next couple, if we saw what we saw in the sneak peek of her telling the group about the text, if you're Michelle and you see Madison laughing, but then you find out it was Madison, do you punch Madison in the face?
Yeah, Madison gets dogged down ASAP. Soon as I
Cause she
connect
laughing
with
like he like I don't
yeah,
like he texted somebody else. If he texted you and you laughing he no bitch.
facts. Because let me tell you something. Just as quick as he unsent it from
Right,
Michelle, he
right,
quickly then sent it to
right,
the recipients.
right,
So that flash to Madison laughing super hard.
right.
And if it ever came out, yeah, I'm socking the shit out of Madison. I'm sorry because you disrespectful. That's one thing that I hate is a disrespectful ass mother effer.
Fucking you up, Madison. Don't get
Yeah,
fucked up, Madison.
fucking you up,
Don't get fucked up,
Madison.
Madison. Oh, I do want to say my last note on Michelle before we move on to the next couple. At the after party, she was looking kind of nice in that green dress. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. She was looking kind of
Yeah,
nice in that green dress at the after party.
yeah,
It looked
Michelle.
kind of
I
cute.
mean, it's crazy because I said this. It's times where she looks cool and she looks nice, and then there's times where her and that dumbass laugh just irritates the fuck out of me.
Right,
So, I can appreciate the times that she looks nice.
right. Yeah, she did look nice.
Yeah.
All right, where you want to go?
Let us see. Let us see. Why not? Solo Maddie and Island. Let's go.
Solo, Maddie, and Crybaby Island. Another fucking crying territorial crowd and shit. Just fucking cry, 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 cry. I'm being fucking river. This fucking episode was driving me crazy with the cries, man. The cries. All right, Madison and Island went played catch, and they was having a talk about how Madison grew up, and Madison was speaking about how when she was a kid and her mom would be like getting drunk or acting a fool or whatever. And she spoke about how she got into sports and sports being her safe space. And a lot of people, or majority of women don't understand that people that come from troubled homes or things of that nature, when you have sports that gives you a separate family or that gives you a safe space. So that's why I try to employ for people when they're younger or when they have kids or whatever to just have that outlet um, of sports because it builds other things like discipline, brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever it may be. So that's what she was speaking about. Um,
Mhm.
as they went to play catch, man. Did you need a safe space as a kid, or did you feel like you had that at home?
Um, yeah, I mean, even though I wasn't the only child, I was so far separated in age, that I felt sometimes like the only child. And I felt like me and my mom could like get through anything. And so I always felt that home, that was my safe space. I always felt that way. So I didn't feel the need to go and find an outlet or a safe space to be able to be myself in. You know what I mean? I always felt that way at home, even through turmoil at times. Like that was just always it for me.
Right,
Home was always it. Yeah.
right. See, I've always felt safe spaces at home, but like there's times when like my older brothers moved out, and then I become an only child, and now my friends or my teammates become that.
Right. Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that people know that that's an option.
Hmm.
All right. Now I got a little like, who gives a fuck? When she cried about being on food stamps.
This is the part, their segment was the part that I laughed at every single time.
Yes.
Every single time. Like I laughed. It's like I couldn't even I couldn't even take them serious.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said all of these cries. I was like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, like,
And it almost felt tit for tat to me.
right.
It almost not tit for tat, but it almost felt like a tennis match.
Right.
Like I'm gonna tell my story and I'm gonna
I'm trying to beat your
crack a
trauma.
tear.
I'm trying
And
to beat
then
your trauma.
I'm gonna beat or match your trauma. And I'm gonna say this. And then Alan's like, and Madison's like, and then it was just like it, and I don't want to take away from anyone's trauma. I
Right.
don't want to do that. Like I don't want to say
But are you crying at being on food stamps?
no. Yeah, I don't want to say that a whole bunch of us was on food stamps.
Facts.
See, like let's talk about block cheese. Let's
Yeah,
talk
I
about like
mean,
some shit that we really had to endure growing up. Like a lot of us had to. That shapes and molds who we are today. We don't look back and sit and cry. I know you don't sit in the corner and cry about it. I damn sure ain't sitting in the corner and crying about it. Matter of fact, we can sit here, bust it up, and we can laugh about it, and we can say, "Yeah, you remember when."
Facts.
So I don't know if it was directed in a sense of let us get this out of you because this is what we need you to do, or if this is really some shit that they really choked up about.
No, they really choked up about this shit, and I just was like, it was just like, yo, like stop it, just stop it, like just stop it, and yeah, I'll get to that in a second, man. All right, so she's talking to him, and as he was crying, she said, "I appreciate you." Well, this is when she was crying. She said, "I appreciate you as a person," which is IE code for you have now entered the friend zone.
Yo, if I could show you my phone, I got zone with a whole bunch of E's. Friend zone.
Facts.
Okay.
You have now entered the friend zone. So, all right. So he said, "Yeah, I hear you," and he also, let her know that um those vulnerable conversations, because she was like trying to tell him like, yeah, this is making me look at you differently means friend zone, and I don't think that she thought he caught that or whatever. I thought she thought he was just like, all right, I'm doing better, I'm getting closer. But no, you not, nigga. No, you
No,
not.
no.
All right, so he said, yeah, these vulnerable conversations, or her saying that she's feeling more comfortable with him, do not lead to romance or intimacy, or
Mm-mm.
does it? What's your answer on that?
Um, I feel like there are definitely times when there are friendships and budding, growing, you know, um, friendships that can lead into more than that, right? But I think for that to happen, there has to be a chemistry already had, in
Right,
my opinion.
right,
Like, I don't know how successful friend zoning is if you're not attracted to the person
right.
in a physical or sexual way. I don't know how you grow to get there. It has to be a hint of something. And for me, it don't seem like Maddie got a hint of nothing.
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you how this works, and I don't know if this is strictly a white people thing, but it might be strictly a white people thing. All right, this how it works, right? White people operate like, say a white person, like we could be chilling, we best friends, right? And like 2 days ago, my dog died, right? So 2 days ago, my dog died, and I'm crying and I'm sad. And because you're my friend and you're hugging me, I might fuck you real quick. And I've seen white people do this shit. That's
Wow,
why I
word.
said I don't know if this is strictly a white people thing, but I think it's strictly a white people thing.
Wow,
Like
word.
they will like give you a mercy fuck and be like, yeah, my
Okay.
dog had died. I was vulnerable, and I just fucked you real quick to make me feel better. Like I
That's
think that's a white people thing. They do that.
mm, that's funny as shit. I mean, do you think black people do that at
I
times?
don't think black people do that.
Hmm.
I don't think black people do that. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think our black women are that like
Right. You know
sad.
what?
I don't think they.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
know
I
what?
don't
You
think
lost
they be
that
that.
basketball game, boy. Let me have that.
Yeah, I don't think they be that sad, man. Or they just. I don't think they react in those ways. Like they don't give up the mercy fucks like that, man. All right. So then they went fishing, and he went on to cry about his childhood.
Right.
And this is what I want to ask, man. Who has ever been in a long distance relationship from 15 to 19 years old? And then he said that that girl told him that she cheated on him with about 15 dudes. Where they do that at?
I can't.
Why
I
you in a long
can't.
distance relationship at 15?
Yeah, I can't.
There ain't no girls
And
around.
and I can't say that when we're children or when we're younger, I'm not going to say children because 15, going into young adulthood, but I can't say that, you can't feel or that you shouldn't hold on to certain things that happen to you, right? But if you're 15 and in a long distance relationship, like the naive mind
Right,
that you have to have in order to think that she ain't gonna be doing X, Y, and Z. And then for you to still be hurt about it
right.
after she was 15, long distance, or after you were 15, long distance, and she messed with how many?
15 dudes.
Why are you should just be laughing at it at this point.
That's a
Like
fact.
like that's asinine right now. Like
That's a
what
fact.
the hell?
All right, so there was only one good thing that came out of his cries. He finally got a hug from Madison.
Oh my god, and tapped her on the tush.
I was going to say that, but what I was going to say was the hug still seemed awkward. She still was like, hurry up before I change my mind. And he got a little baby tap on the top of
Yeah,
her
on
ass.
the top of
He
her
ain't cuffed that
ass.
John. He
You
got a
know.
little baby tap. Right.
Right. He pulled her close because she was definitely like doing one of those butt
Right.
out joints. He pulled her close and then tapped her. I mean, I was like, okay, Alan, about time. Like, you try to push it into a space where you were in control and that you showed her, hey, listen, I have this masculine charisma
Right.
maybe that you want to see, right? And like I was a little excited for him, but then after I thought about it, I'm like, Alan, that was weak work too.
It was
So I don't know, Alan.
it was weird because at this point, if you're fighting for a hug, after she just friend zoned you with the what the fuck she said, I appreciate you as a person.
Thanks. And anytime, let me tell you this, ladies, I know y'all will agree. Anytime a MFer tell me you got 5 seconds,
Facts.
that means you don't really want it.
Facts.
Therefore, you're not gonna really get it.
Facts. So
Sorry.
Allison and Madison. I mean, what the fuck is their names? Alan and Madison. I created their names together. It's Allison.
Allison, that's okay.
So Allison, I don't. They haven't smashed. They in the friend zone. We don't know if she's fucking David. Um, any last thoughts or questions or comments on
Um,
Madison and Alan? Who are
yeah, I'm hanging the head up on their asses. Like, I
they?
can't. Yeah, I don't know if they can crawl up out this friend zone. They can bust out of it. They can Cupid shuffle out of it. I don't know. I don't think they can do much of nothing right now. So I feel like they're on the hamster wheel, and that's all we're going to see from them from now until D-Day.
All right, so if you answer for both, if you're Madison or Allen on D-Day, do you say yes, we're going to stay married?
Um, you know that BOD part of me, that benefited of the doubt part of me would say yes, but realistically,
Or which one, if you're Madison or if you're Allen?
both.
Okay.
Yeah, both. I think both, I would definitely say yes.
Okay.
Because from his point of view, I would be looking at, okay, well, maybe eventually I will tap into her heartstrings
That time.
and we will make that connection, right?
Right.
And then for her, I would think, okay, maybe just maybe it might light for me. You know what I mean? It might just light for me. And that would be me, giving that BOD. But on some real shit, that shit ain't working. So just say no.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Um, if I was Allen, I would definitely say yes. Um, I want to stay married to her only because in Allen's eyes or the land of the Lulu, he's thinking, this is the greatest girl or the most beautiful girl I've ever had. And at some point, I could break this wall with a Q-tip. He think he could break the wall down with a Q-tip.
Hmm.
And if I was Madison, I would just say no. I don't want to stay married to him because she know she ain't never gonna be attracted to that nigga. She knows
Right.
the truth, man.
Yeah, she know the truth. And it's just crazy that she plays it off so well.
Right.
And and I feel like sometimes, and this is just me, but I feel like sometimes when I'm watching her and I hear her speak and I hear her talk about, oh, Alan, I really can appreciate the type of human you are. And not her words, but pretty much in a nutshell, like I can appreciate the type of person you are. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to you. I feel like her saying that shit is to glaze, it's just to like build up the fact that she's not connected to him in a physical manner. It's just like, oh, let me lay this on super thick so that this doesn't look that bad.
Right. That's a fact.
That's what I feel like. And
That's a
she's
fact.
just
What do they
extra.
call that? Gaslighting?
Hmm.
What do they call that? Gaslighting?
Yeah, in a different form for sure, because that's all it is.
Right.
Let me like give you the smoke over here so that you don't see the shit up in flames over here.
Right. So that's a fact. All right. Let's go to Juan and Carla. Juan and Carla. Juan and Carla. And this is what I want to say.
Oh my God.
I don't have a lot of notes on Juan and Carla. I just got to start it off by saying this. Juancho cried the whole time. Juancho cried. Then Juancho cried again. And Juancho cried. And then Juancho said somebody tried to steal him. And then, and then Juancho cried. It was like, Juancho, why is this? Why? Juancho, why? You all right?
I'm chill. No, Wancho cried, and then Wancho cried again, and then Wancho cried, and then Wancho said, cried again, and then he said somebody tried to steal him. Like this was fucking comical. And it's a sin that I literally laugh
That's
at.
what I'm
A
saying.
lot of it, it just seems so melodramatic. Like it didn't seem heartfelt from any of them. Like, um, I don't know. I just was like,
We don't
fucking
mean to laugh
chuckling.
at their pain or their story.
No, not at all.
But it's just like, oh my god, it's so much.
Maybe it was the editing.
I don't even know it's the editing. It's just like, say if I'm sitting right here, East, and I'm just like, I'm talking to my 6-year-old self. I say, little Wancho, it's gonna be okay. Somebody's gonna. I can't even like
The
speak.
cartels.
I can't even get this shit out. It's like somebody's the cartels. We have to protect you from the cartels, and then somebody's going to try to steal you. But your parents are going to come back for you. Always going to come back for you. Watch out, they are.
And when you get to America, it's going to be
Rough.
yo. Listen, I can't. Next episode, how we are going to start off our icebreaker is you're going to write a letter
Write a letter
to
to my.
your younger self, and I'm going to write a letter to my younger self,
I
and
can't.
that's how we're going to, and that's how we're going to start the show
Exercise.
next.
Yo, I hate that exercise, man. I hate it. I hate it so much, man. I hate it so much.
What do you think like just all jokes aside, I mean, taking the funniness out of it that we actually got from this entire episode, especially reflecting back onto the younger self letters. What do you think the purpose of that truly is? Like, what is it that they're trying to accomplish in assigning that activity?
Trying to invoke emotion. That's what they're trying to invoke emotion. Like those kind of things would not invoke emotion in me because like I don't want to use the word heal because I've like I feel like people like
Mm,
overdo that shit. But
yeah,
it's like I've dealt with like my past or like how I grew up. I was like it doesn't hurt me to talk about my past.
right.
Like it's not a thing. It's not an emotional thing. But I think they're trying to either evoke emotion or they're trying to show connection or make a vulnerable space so that the couples connect or that there's understanding between because it's like I don't know you and you don't know me and we just met each other but if I tell you about my past, then that might bring us close together because now you might understand why I am the way I am because I shared this with you. And
Hmm.
I don't believe that's like that could work in certain instances, but it's like a shade.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
It's like a shade.
Right.
Yeah, so this is like even when Juan and Carla is doing it, this is like Juan is like, oh, I see why you were the way you are now. Nigga, do you like me and all?
Yeah, fact.
like, like let's cut this shit. Like let's cut this shit.
Yeah,
Um,
facts.
so yeah, I think that that's what the exercise is about. Just it's like a smoke and mirror way of trying to bring the couples close together. What do you think?
Closer together. I mean, I guess that I could say that I see that, right? Definitely. But I also feel like by expressing those emotions and feelings that you just simply lose what you're trying to tackle,
Right,
like the emotion that you're trying to tackle.
right,
Because I think you get so the exercise of connecting gets lost. This
right.
is why I feel, because I feel like you're going so deep back into hurtful spaces that even if you've peeled past that, even if you lived past that, and even if you're trying to connect with your partner, you're reverting back to that pain and you're losing what it is that you're attempting to gain.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about
yeah.
it.
I feel
Yeah.
like you're losing the place where you are now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's facts.
yeah.
That's
I would
facts.
agree to that. Yeah, I would.
It's like
Yeah,
regression almost.
yeah. I don't like this exercise at all, and I think it should only be implemented um between people that need it. Like
Right.
like we'll talk about this, but like in Camille and Thomas's space, they're already connected. So when
Mm,
they did it, it was another piece to bringing them together.
right.
with these other couples who are not connected yet, it's not necessarily bringing them closer.
Hmm. No, at all.
Right.
I don't see a difference or a change in them after this is done.
Right. I do want to say one thing that Juan did say was when he said his father was, found out that he had cancer or whatever, and he said, "My father, I watched my father go dancing, and choose to be happy and have fun instead of like being angry about it." So he said, "That's how I proceed now. Like I choose to be happy and have
Mhm.
fun over being angry," and I will agree to that.
Right.
um, to choose to be happy and have fun instead of being angry.
Yeah.
Then she finally, invited Juan to go see her parents or go meet her parents, which they did off camera. And, Juan said he had a good time meeting her parents or whatever. And then what happened after that? They went back to the apartment, they
Hmm.
talked. But she, like, I still follow in body language. Like, we're still not sitting close together. We're still not touching. That's why I said, like, I don't think none of that brought them closer together.
At all. They walked in, it's still awkward. Like, hey, I cleaned the apartment. You could smell the smell. Like, it just wasn't, I don't know. They're just definitely way friend zone, in my opinion, too. I feel like they are friend zoned as well.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Mhm.
Do you think that Juan is attracted to Carla?
Her bee stings, like,
I cannot.
I don't think so. Like, I don't know. She's beautiful. Like, she's definitely, beautiful. She has a nice spirit. She has a
Right, but
nice,
is he attracted to her?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's not attracted to her. I think that he thinks that she's beautiful, but he's not drawn to her. When
Right.
I say attracted,
Yes.
like that, I think that that is the part when you say I'm attracted to somebody that gets lost or misconstrued. People think when you say I'm attracted to them, you think about I think that they're handsome or I like
Right.
X, Y, and Z about them. And when you say you're attracted to somebody, that means that you're drawn to them.
Hmm. Yeah, he's definitely not.
Right,
In my opinion, he's not. I don't know what turned it off because in the first few
right,
episodes, it definitely seemed that they had a physical connection. Remember, I said they gonna be the first ones
right,
to hug,
right.
to stand the third. I don't know what hit the switch.
I think what hit the switch was Juan doesn't think that she cares about work.
Right,
So
right.
once he got it in his mind that she doesn't care about work, that's what turns him off because he's a person who like I care about work a lot and I work a lot, so I want you to work a lot. You care about work a lot.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's a little unfair for
It
Juan. Like
is.
I get it, and I definitely can, say that, you always want to be on the same like wavelength with your partner or your person. I get that. Um, but I also feel like you can't hold unrealistic expectations over their head, and I feel like that's what he's doing with Carl.
Right, right,
I feel that way.
right. Yeah, I don't think he's attracted to her.
Yeah.
I don't even see them getting closer. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like she should have bust a move though.
Like, what do you mean?
Grabbed his dick.
Yeah, but she's also like she's definitely one of those people that is she's into that energy and she's
Right,
into that space or whatever the case may be. And I feel like if she's not getting that,
right,
like not getting that energy or not feeling
See,
that,
this
she's
is why
not
I
going to
hate women.
reciprocate it. Yeah, she's not going to reciprocate it at all.
This is what
At all.
this is why I hate women, Ish. This is why I hate women, Ish,
I know.
because
And it's difficult. It's difficult too because she's probably in a space where she wants to,
right,
but
but won't
you
do
know
it.
what I mean? Right. She's being reserved in
And,
it too
and
because
that's why I
she
hate women.
doesn't want to, you know, I think she doesn't want to overstep any boundaries as far as he's concerned, and also was like, okay, well, I'm her and you should be wanting me. Like
Right,
she does have that air about her too.
right, right. See,
Hmm.
I think if they had a good date and she got wine drunk, he would smash. But I
Okay.
think she would have to like initiate it. And I don't think she wants to do that part. But I think that she does want to fuck him, but he's not there yet. And
Hmm.
she's not going to make a move because she's a fucking woman. And y'all will stand in y'all shit.
Oh,
Yeah, I wanted to fuck you, but you wasn't acting like you wanted to fuck me, so I didn't do anything. I fucking hate that shit.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Um, but then whose loss is it?
Everybody's lost because neither one of
Right.
us got fucked. The fuck?
Right. I get it. I get it. I get it. So now let us ask you this question on D-Day.
What's up?
What do you see them answering?
I see them both staying together because, for one, Carla's homeless.
I forgot she was homeless. I forgot she was homeless.
For one, Carla's homeless, and for two, um, Juan doesn't necessarily not like her. He just
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily like her. But
Right.
I think he's in a space where he would grow to like her, and
Right.
I think she's in a space where she likes him, but she's just waiting on him. So I
Right.
would see both of them saying yes on D-Day, but like what they're doing is like they're um like acting like they just met each other and they're not married.
Correct. I would agree.
So that's
I
what.
definitely would agree. Yeah, and I think it's hard because i- if you stay in that space too long, you get stuck there.
Right,
And so I think that's kind of sort of what's happening.
right,
Um, and so the differences will then be so
right,
enormous in each of their minds. You know what I mean? She's focusing, and they continuously say, you got to be more affectionate with Carla. You got to do this, you got to do that. And then in his mind, you know, he's very focused on um this business and how you lining shit up and what you're going to do with yourself and da 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 da. Like they're each focusing on their own component that
right,
the other might not be meeting at that point in time. So they're kind of just stuck.
right,
They're stuck there.
right.
Mm.
Yeah. So sorry, Juan and Carla. It's not looking.
Juancho and Carla.
Wancho cry.
Hilarious.
Wancho gonna cry again.
Yes.
And somebody's gonna try to steal him again.
Again, I can't. I can't. I didn't want to laugh, but I did laugh.
Man, I was fucking cracking the fuck up. I was like,
He
get
was,
this shit off the screen.
he was like,
Go to the next scene.
he
He
was
was
like,
like, I can't finish.
I can't finish this. I can't finish this.
And first of all, it's his fault. Nobody told you to write a letter to your 6-year-old self, your
16.
16-year-old self, your fucking 666s, nigga. Nobody fucking asked you to do
Yes.
all that. Write one
Nobody.
fucking letter to your younger self, nigga. You doing
Right.
the fucking most.
Right. And I feel like like the idea in his mind may had been like, okay, this can be effective. And then it just didn't. It just wasn't effective. And I
Right.
feel like that's where he went wrong. He was doing too much because he was the only person that was tackling
Facts.
multiple ages. It's like,
Facts. He was doing the
sir,
most.
stop.
Yeah, sir, stop it. All right, let's get back to the only couple who are in a upward bound motion, I guess. The only couple who's getting along, the only couple who smashed, and the only couple who seems to be falling in love, I guess.
Hmm. Camille and Mr. Thomas.
Thomas. They went to Camille's family's house. Before we get into both of them. All right, I'm not even gonna go there yet. I'm gonna save that till when we get to Thomas's family. All right. So at Camille's families, they talked about dream dates or crushes as a kid as they're going through Camille's highlight book. So she said her crush or her dream date at that time, when she was in high school or whatever, was Reggie Bush. So who was your crush at this time, Eve?
Who was my crush in what, like high school? Um, oh, as we know, in high school, I was doing real things in real life. So I don't even know who my crush was. I didn't have one.
Each was
No,
already popping.
yeah, for real.
They have a celebrity crush, man.
Yeah. Not at that time. No, I didn't.
At this point, mine's was probably Aaliyah. I would say
Okay.
most likely it was Aaliyah, but I did have like collage where it was like not the current day Vivica Fox, but the back then Vivica Fox
Okay.
was
Okay.
was fire. Um,
Hmm.
Kenya Moore might have even been on this.
Really?
So yes,
Okay.
at this time, Kenya Moore was one of them.
Yeah, she definitely was.
Lisa
Shout
Ray
out
was
to
probably
Kenya.
there.
Yeah.
Lisa Ray was probably there. Who else was for and Nia Long? So that
Okay.
would have probably been my collage. You would have saw these pictures on my wall.
Hmm.
That would have been the targets.
Okay.
But Aaliyah was the headline. I did have a huge glass poster of Aaliyah on my wall.
You had good crushes.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
playing around. I wasn't never playing
Yeah. You
around.
had good crushes. They was all fire.
Yeah, I wasn't never playing around. But how do you feel about Reggie Bush? That was hers.
Mm-mm.
Reggie
No
ain't do
thanks.
it for you.
Nope.
The ladies love Reggie.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. I didn't get no chills, no tingles, no nothing. No thanks.
Okay.
He wasn't anybody that I thought, um, yeah, no. Or maybe I just wasn't there in that at that time in my life. Like wasn't really paying attention to like celebrity men to like really focus on them. I think that started later in life for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing really happened at Camille's family's place. They really just talked about how Camille was a baller and showed her newspaper clippings or whatever. And nothing happened though. Then they went to Thomas's family, or they went to see Thomas's birth mom because they were adopted, and the birth mom was telling how she had already had a daughter, and she wouldn't have been able to do with all three of them because Thomas is a twin, so she put the boys up for adoption. Well, she said she regretted it, X, Y, and Z. But her and Thomas is, growing and is cool now. But that's not my issue here. I gotta bring something back, Ish.
Oh shit.
I gotta bring something back. Something that I said we never wanted to bring back or hear again. And that is the swagometer. And I want to put it on Camille because what the fuck did Camille have on?
Yeah, that was they like mom jeans or dad
Yes.
jeans? Which one? Or
The
either.
dad or the mom jeans, whatever the fuck you wanted to call them joints, with no belt or nothing, and it just looked like her body was unproportioned, and
Yes.
it just was not given. It was not
It's not
given. It was
flattering
not
at all.
given cute. It was not. Just wasn't working
Mm-mm.
for me.
Right. And she normally has been throughout the show dressing like half decent.
Yeah,
We already knew that she didn't have a boom bam pow body, but she was okay, and that typically she would dress according to her body
right.
style, etc. This outfit that definitely was a no
Yeah, this was not given. This was not given.
at all.
So they chilled. They're getting along. Whatever. They don't really have any issues at this point. You got any questions or any comments on Camille and Thomas? Because nothing.
Um,
They was chilling.
there was one thing I think her grandmother said. She was spoiled,
Oh yeah.
right? She was spoiled. How do you feel like you deal with spoiled women?
How do I deal with spoiled women?
Mhm.
This is a tricky question for me. It's a tricky question for me because I normally like to tackle the spoiled women. I'm a person who likes to humble the not humbled. I do. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. It was a thing. It was a thing.
Automatic tasks.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I'm gonna break this down.
yeah,
Mhm,
it was a thing. I wouldn't,
mhm.
and it's not in a malicious way or anything like that. It's just
Right.
I just want to get you out of your own fucking head. Come out of the clouds a little
Mhm.
bit. Let me show you some reality,
Right.
man. And yeah, it was
Mhm.
like a conquest for me.
Okay. But
So
not a no. Like
uh,
you don't steer clear
they're
of
correct.
that.
No,
Okay.
I actually that's a thing that I would go for.
Right. Okay.
I'm trying to bring it down. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to bring it down.
Trying to bring it down. Get your head out the
Yeah.
clouds.
Yes. So this whole meet the family thing, like, this don't happen in real life, y'all. Just know that
That's a fact.
this is whole scripted because
That's a fact.
I'm trying
Oh,
to
that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you even think that brings you closer?
because I don't know when Thomas was just like, oh, I'm gonna learn some things about you or whatever, your childhood or whatever. Like, I just don't understand anything that you could learn about a person's childhood, how it could be beneficial to you in the current. I mean, yeah, sometimes we can see things that might have happened to you in your childhood for sure that might, but normally the things that might indicate to you the person that you're dealing with now, it's not good. Like you're not gonna get that shit from sitting
Right,
down at a family meeting. You only get the good, positive,
right,
um, shiny star version.
right.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not gonna get the things that's going to help you know this person and learn this person. So no, I don't feel like it's gonna make you close. I feel like it's gonna put a blinder on you because
That's
you're
what I'm
gonna
about
see
to
all
say.
these good shiny things, and that's it.
That's what I'm about to want to say. It feels like a 52 fake out to me. It feels like a
Right.
52 fake out to me because people always be like, "No, they took me to meet their family. They really fucking like me." I'm like, no, that don't mean that.
No,
No,
that
that
just
don't mean
mean yeah, that just mean that it was dinner
that.
popping
Right.
over there at this point in time, and okay, you can go.
And just me being around your family doesn't make me feel closer to you. That just means that now met your
Right.
family.
Yeah, facts. I would
I
agree.
don't, I don't meet your family and be like, I feel closer to you.
Right. 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 And maybe the doctors know this about our or relationships now that they're not close knit with each other's families or they don't start off relationships this way, and maybe that's what they're attempting to do, like implement things that don't necessarily happen or that they don't see happening that they feel might be good beneficial things to help in these relationships or these marriages. I don't think they're working though.
Yeah, not with these
Yeah,
couples.
not with these couples. I don't think they're working. I don't honestly. I mean, maybe we might have seen some shit in past seasons.
Right.
I don't know if I ever seen it really work.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think that that's a thing that works. Even with Thomas and Camille, I don't think that that necessarily brought them closer.
Right.
I think
No.
that them spending time around each other, just themselves, brings them closer.
Right. Right. And I think that they already have a great foundation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even with the little differences that they've had, but
Right.
they have a pretty cool, sturdy start.
Right.
And I think these exercises are just helping to just build them up a little bit stronger, but not really like shining anything new
Right.
for them
Right.
or stronger. I mean, like, mm-mm.
I mean, at this point, I think sessions with the therapist and Pastor Kyle is imperative for all the couples moving forward.
Mhm,
And just like quality time.
mhm.
So that's why I say even with M and Ike Raw, y'all don't spend no time together. And when y'all do spend time together, this is like the nigga was like, let me get some water. All right, I'll see you later. Nigga, you just got here.
Right, right.
Right,
Um, that's the runaway. That's the scapegoat. That's like, let me get out of here. I'm
but
under pressure.
how
Can't deal
are
with
we
pressure.
how are we getting to know each other, or how are we working through our issues if you leave?
Hmm.
Like,
I agree. They're not at all. They're on this hamster wheel, and
right,
it's just going to keep going on in a circle. They ain't never going to get to the bottom of their issues because he gonna run every chance he get.
that's a fact.
He gonna deflect every chance he get. So.
All right, so we obviously feel like Camille and Thomas are both will say yes on D-Day.
Mhm.
Um, was there anything else from either the sneak peeks, or do you have any predictions for next episode? I'm excited for this next episode because I think that we're back to make or break in this next episode.
Right, right. I would agree. I definitely would agree. I think that this boiling pot, I think these last few episodes have been boiling pots. Where like the lid settles and then it gets heated and then some shit spills out a little bit, then it tempers back down. I think this is what we're experiencing right now with this shit, right? Next episode, I feel like it's going to spill over a little bit more. I don't necessarily know how, but I think that whole David and
Yeah,
Michelle shit is going to spill over.
right.
I see her calling somebody a bum. Did you hear her say that in the
That's
previews?
definitely man bun.
Yeah, that's definitely man boy.
Yeah, it's
He's a
definitely
bum or you're a bum. I don't know if she said you're. I heard bum
right.
come out of her mouth. Um, but no, I really think things are going to like tempers are going to flare there.
Right.
And I feel like eventually we will see Maddie and Alan flare
Right.
because we've been seeing like the clips for future episodes where he's like punching the cabinet and
Right.
she's crying or something. I feel like that's going to bubble up too.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll agree to everything that you said. We didn't see the doctors at all or the people at all because I guess we were on family retreats and fucking Dare John letters the whole episode. But like I said, this was a calming, emotional episode. Um, the next episode is where the work begins or ends. So I think that we're coming down the home stretch Where did we leave off at? I think 18 days to D-Day,
Yes,
something like that. So
18 days.
that would be 2 episodes, 3 at the most. So yeah, we're on the home stretch. Um, as far as Pastor Cow, Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pia, they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, facts. I don't even think at this point any work that's done will be beneficial.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
it's too late. It's too late.
it's way too late. I mean, sure they can try, sure they can, I'm interested to see the feedback and the thoughts that they give and possibly why or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like it's not going to make a difference one way or the other.
All right, so what happens if Madison and David smashed?
Ah,
Like, do the doctors like do Pastor Cow and still try to get them to work? Like, what happens?
no. At that point in
Over?
time,
Everybody
it's
go home?
over. Everybody go home. It's never happened before situation. And I think that's what they are alluding to.
Right.
Something happens. I can't really see it, or maybe they're alluding to it, and then it's going to be an outside person. But um, I don't think nothing can work for either couple if that happens. If that had happened, yeah, no,
Okay.
no mending, no nothing. Maybe them two can be together and get married.
I don't even think they want to be together. Like I
No, they
said,
just
if y'all go back to the recaps, I always said, yo, Madison is the girl that you meet in the bar and you smash, and then you don't ever talk to again.
right. You did say that. You
I
did say
always
that.
said that.
And,
She's not the girl that you be in a relationship with.
yeah, facts. And neither one of them are connecting on that level with their partner,
Right.
like physically. So it would be easy to fall into that physical attraction or that chemistry and then just fucking cross that line.
Right.
But I mean, that would be dumb.
That would be
That would
extremely
be,
dumb.
yes, of either one of them. Because why?
Facts. That
Like
would
you can't step outside of the show.
facts. That would be extremely.
Like that's wild.
All right. So my last question would be, from what we saw in the previews, we saw Michelle calling David's cousins to see about the food, the picture of the food, and the freaky text. If you're Michelle, are you hitting up the cousins to get the deal?
No thanks. I
Yeah,
don't do that type of stuff. No thanks.
I'm not doing that either.
Nah,
Because you already know the answer, even if he's fucking lying. And
facts,
I mean, I guess if you just want to be for sure, but still, that's just super messy and unnecessary.
facts.
But if the cousin drops dime on him,
Which it seemed like she did.
it seems like she did. Then what's next after that? We calling you out again, man bun, and that's why we call you a bum.
I'm sorry. Matter of fact, I ain't even calling you out. I'm gonna just call you a bum. You get it. You get it. I ain't addressing nothing else. Like, sometimes we have to realize that certain movements, certain things that's said, whatever the case may be, is your answer. And being okay in that answer and making moves from that point forward. Not rolling around in the shit. Because if she addresses it, then she's still going to just be in the same big old pile of dookie
Thanks.
when she already know the answer.
Thanks. Thanks. So, is it even fair for her to be mad though?
I mean, sure, we can say I'd be the first to say I do not like Michelle whatsoever. I don't like her. I don't like her behavior. I don't like even with David being a little weird. I still didn't like the way, she was necessarily moving. Like, don't give him a chance to stand a third. But Just don't lie, my man. Like, I don't blame him in any way, shape, or form, but you look weird just the way now you all the motion that was given to her for how she was behaving, you really had people kind of on your side. Now it's like, why?
That's a
Why?
fact. It's a fact. So the only thing you have working for you, David, you have now lost.
You have now lost.
You have now lost. I
Yep.
think the punishment should be to cut off his man bun.
Imagine that. He gonna be like, well, if you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I ain't doing that. He ain't never gonna cut off that bed butt. He gonna be 56 with that bed butt.
I can't. They can cut that shit off. Cut that shit
Facts.
off. Cut that shit off, man. Um, Wancho was crying again. I think I saw in the previews.
Yeah, I think I did see that too.
What if Carla
But,
fucks somebody?
huh?
If Carla fucks somebody.
Well, I think if that would be the case, then he would be extremely hurt because he's basing this whole I'm not being affectionate because I'm trying to get because I'm trying to get to know her and do this the right way or whatever the case may be. And if that's true, then by her having sex with someone else, that's going to totally crush him. And he would cry. Wancho would cry. Or maybe he might not. Maybe he might be like, fucking bitch, I knew you was a whore.
No, Wancho gonna cry.
No, yeah.
Wancho gonna cry. Wancho gonna cry. All right. Any last thoughts or questions? As we have to wait out now until Tuesday in episode 13,
Yeah.
season 18. What's
I
up?
don't know. If I have to stomach any more of Ike, I don't know. I'm gonna go insane. I can't stomach any more of Ike. So
Why do
I
you
just
think M is holding on so much?
I don't know why. Because she wants it so bad. That's
Right.
why I think. She just wants it so bad. And like you've even heard him say, it don't matter who it is, like it just anybody. Like she just wants somebody in that position. Like she wants a marriage. She wants to complete her ideal of the perfect life for her.
Right.
Um
I just
and
put anybody in the position.
yeah, because even still after all of this bullshit that she don't even know this man, only known him for 30 days, 45 days, whatever she's known him so far, not even 40 days, that she still want him to be like, okay, let's just work towards what, sis? Work towards what? Because it's clear, obvious, and evident
she,
that
she
it
said
just ain't that.
she said she not quitting. I saw in
I
one of
don't
the
like quitters
I
either.
saw in one of the previews she said I'm not signing the papers.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I
I
saw that.
missed that. I missed that. Um, some people just had that strong,
Right,
steadfast direction of this is what I want. I'm going to make it work, no matter what obstacles come my way. This is what I want, and I'm gonna see it through,
right.
no matter what happens.
Facts.
But uh, uh, yeah, but she needs to not. Only reason why I say that because that's the shit that you'll see on Snap, or that's the shit that you'll see where it's toxic.
Right.
It's toxic.
Wrap it up, M.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, M. Wrap it up,
Yeah,
M.
facts.
Well, people, this has been our Married at First Sight recap, season 18, episode 12. Like I said, we're coming down the home stretch. Make sure y'all are caught up and following along. Let us know y'all thoughts in the chat or the comment section. Who do y'all think will stay together at D-Day? Who's your favorite couple? All the above. Just give us your thoughts on what is going on right now in this crazy season of Married at First Sight. We're about here. Deuces.